Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to A Moment of Silence within the Flowing Hall.
Tonight, we're very proud to present to you this play, written
And produced
by students from every phrase.
to nearly every note on the canvas.
These past few months have been a roller coaster of emotions. On some days, we could not visualize the final product. Yet here we are, all very excited to share this story with you.
We kindly remind you to put your cell phones on silent and to take pictures without flash, as it may distract the actors.
On this beautiful day that is Mother's Day, we would also like to thank you for joining us. And we wish you a good show.
Babies are born in the circle of the sun on the birthday day. Babies are born in the circle of the sun on the birthday day. Close to the sun, close to the north, the wind and the rain through the east and the west. Babies are born in the circle of the sun on the birthday day.
A silent soul is born. There's its first shudder. Breathing at normal. Not a cry to be heard. Perhaps mutism is the diagnosis.
But she was conceived in passion and sonorous affection. How can a baby be born without making a sound?
She's quiet as a mouse. Isn't she perfect?
A true anomaly.
I exist!
Although I am merely passing through.
I am here.
Thanatos!
Eros.
She never made a sound? Not a gurgle, peep, shriek, or cry?
Surely she will cry out. I mean, a child without the piercing cries of want and need would be a child without the will to survive.
A well-curated human anatomy. She's a healthy baby girl. Nothing but the oscillations of natural speech for which to long.
So, class, today's topic consists
basic components of Sigmund Freud's theory of the tripartite personality. There is the id, the ego, and the superego. The first of the three is the only element of the human psyche present at birth. The id. It is primitive and instinctual and has not yet absorbed a code of ethics or a sense of empathy. Now, the id is comprised of two key components. First, there's Eros. Eros represents the survivalist nature, the libido, and from Eros stems thirst, hunger, and desire, the second of which is Thanatos. Thanatos encompasses the death drive, the inherent realization that the only goal in life is death. Thanatos is then the self-destructive element of the human psyche.
Keep in mind that Freud's whole platform is based on sexism and falsehoods. He states that all forms of mental illnesses relate to maternal complexes and phallic obsessions. He considers all of humanity as depraved and incestuous, and specifically targets women. He believed that all women were inherently lacking the physical protrusions of men. He had all kinds of theories on the female orgasm, which are just entirely false. His model for the human psyche is a blanket statement, to say the least. He undermines the complex and peripatetic neural system with simplistic analogies.
He continues to be a relevant figure in the field with his research on the subconscious mind to be groundbreaking for his time. Now, whether or not Freud's studies and findings of the human psyche were valid, we are already starting to see the first elements of his model depicting the human psyche taking hold of the newborn baby girl. Now, it would seem that the respective strengths of both Eros and Thanatos render the sonorous stream of her thoughts silent. Ah, yes, a question.
Can I go to the bathroom, please?
Go ahead.
I have always believed in the importance of music in the home. Music in the family space is not only something beautiful to share, but can also be used as a means of communication. In my adolescence, for example, my parents passive-aggressively communicated their disappointment in my lack of productive action through early morning wake-up calls, enthusiastic, amateur, yodeling CDs. Blasted! So, I reciprocated their aggressiveness, leaving out, however, a twinge of their passivity. I communicated to them my frustration with their conformist lifestyle through late-night, high-volume noisecore, which is a combination of extreme metal and punk. Briefly put, I didn't like the music myself, but it did the job, and my parents eventually understood. Music allows us to communicate without the needless elaborations of conversation. It becomes possible to transmit feelings of love I have towards this silent child. By adapting the musical means of communication, I have hopes that she may learn to interact with her mother and myself and with the outside world. You know, when my daughter was born, not one person could truly explain her condition. But there's certainly a reason for her lack of words, and I wanted to give her a means by which let that reason be known, starting by a simple chord progression. She moves on to shaky rhythms, and she learns to submerge herself into that which she plays. I share with her the legacy of Francisco Tárrega, a Spanish classical guitarist and composer of the 19th century. Tárrega's interactions with the outside world were hindered by a sensory disability, as are my daughters.
my discovery of music may also be gratified to my father, a flamenco guitarist who was a watchman at the convent of San Pasquale in Real, Spain. When I was younger, I would attempt to recreate the melodies streaming from my father's guitar. But one day, after having taken flight from my nanny, I fell into an irrigation channel and almost lost my sight from the impact. In fear of me turning completely blind, my father moved my family to Castellón de Plata, where I was to attend music classes. These music classes were to serve as a kind of safety net, where I could fully lose my vision, I'd still be able to make a living and interact with the world.
Although Taraga's music could be shared from infant to parent, from ear to soul, it is his persevering spirit that influenced me to share the story of his life and music with my daughter, as she has no sonorous way by which to connect herself with the surrounding world. She needs a medium through which she can communicate. In a sense, music keeps her from being
An outsider!
You know, Taraga ran away to start a music career in coffee shops and cantinas in Barcelona at the tender age of 10. He left his family again at 13 to join a traveling band of musicians, playing at local engagements to earn his way.
I returned eventually, helping my family joining the Madrid Conservatory. I was to study only the guitar under the sponsorship of a wealthy merchant. I was taught composition, in which I flourished.
Taraga's studies at the Madrid Conservatory paved the way for his long and well-celebrated music career. His most well-known piece, composed in 1902, titled Grand Vals, and was made famous